we can start with introductions, and any later folks can just catch up. Thank you everyone for being here.
So teaching ArtBUILD, we have Alfie, who co-taught with Trish, who taught the architecture portion.
Hi all, it's great to be here.
And then for Envision, we have Alyssa, who taught the printmaking portion of that class.
Hi everybody, excited to see the show.
And Matthew, who taught photography for Envision.
Hey everyone, thanks for coming.
And then we had youth teaching assistants for both of our programs. So for ArtBUILD, our music TA was Bella.
Hi.
And the architecture TA was Natalie.
Hi.
The printmaking TA was Emmy.
Hi.
And our photography TA was Rachel.
Hi everyone.
And we also have had some youth intern this summer. So we had 2 interns who were with us through Opportunities for All, Bianca.
Hi guys.
And Estella.
Hi everyone.
And then through California Lawyers for the Arts Spotlight on the Arts program, we have Dahlia.
Hello.
And Jody.
Hi.
This summer, our youth interns have been running different kinds of youth programming. They've held a few different workshops, which there are recordings of, so you can check those out on our YouTube. And they've all done an amazing job, and super grateful to all of them. And then for our staff, I'll introduce myself. I'm Chantal, I'm a program associate. Jorge is also a program associate.
Hello.
Sophia is our program manager.
Hey everyone, welcome.
Joanne is our development and communications manager.
Hi everyone, good to see so many people here.
Lastly, our executive director is Rafaela, who I think is now going to say a few words.
Hi everyone, I'm Rafaela Alfie Macias. I'm the executive director, and I just wanted to thank everyone that's on this virtual exhibition. And I wanted to congratulate all the students that have been with us online in this kind of new and crazy experience that we had with our summer programs. I've heard so many great things about everything that you all have been working on, and it just makes me really proud that you guys are so flexible and have adapted to this new normal that we're in. I think that shows, kind of a lot of, a lot of confidence on your part, and a lot, a skill like adaptability is really important just in life. And so you all are using that, exercising that muscle, that flexibility muscle now. And I just also wanted to, make sure that all of you know about our after school programs that we have, which I'm sure your teachers or our staff have been talking about. So we're going to continue fall for now virtually online starting in September. So make sure to sign up and continue learning and making, being creative and expressing yourself with all of our great classes that we have. And then we have our annual fundraiser that's coming up called Art Mart in October. And we're going to be auctioning off a lot of our student work, and there's going to be some students and alumni presenting their work at the event. And it's really our one chance a year that we can fundraise to help make these programs free and continue to make them free for all of our youth after school, and continue to offer paid opportunities like we did this summer, and our youth advisory board and teaching assistants and all the great things that we do. So I think in the chat, someone is going to put the Eventbrite for the event, Art Mart, in October. And if not, I think everyone will be emailed an invitation to that as well. And then the last thing I want to announce is that this is our 20th year as a youth arts organization. So we're really exciting to celebrate this, birthday of ours of being around for 20 years. And so we're launching a new project this year it's like a subscription art kit project where every couple of months you get a new box of art supplies sent home to you. And the first one that we are launching is a block printing art kit. And so we'd like to get everyone to spread the word about this. So like every time someone buys one of these boxes that gets still, sent home, we make a profit off of it. So it helps us to pay, for all of the work that we do and to keep the programs free. But you also get something in return. So you get to make, since all of us are online for a while now, you get to, be creative at home and get the supplies sent home to you and watch a video that our alumni made on how to do these different art projects. So we're really excited about it. They're called X Kits, after our space called X Space, and they will be changing. Like I said, like one will be like a music theme, one will be a printmaking theme, and on and on. So keep your ears and eyes open because we'll be sending out that information soon as well. And again, thank you everyone for participating in our programs and for being here on this amazing exhibition. I can't wait to see your work and to see everything that you've been doing. So thank you.
Well, thanks, Rafa. I think before we jump into the presentations, we wanted to launch a poll to kind of like keep things interactive, keep people on their toes. So I'm going to launch the first one now. And the first question is just, who are you? Are you a student, family member, faculty, or just somebody in the community interested in youth arts? So I think we'll let this go for, until we get to 83 or something close to it. Got a good amount of family members. That's nice to see. And then also, I guess I should give a heads up to the presenters in ArtBUILD that you guys are next. So just be ready. Maybe a few more seconds. So we got 38 students, 20 family members, 8 faculty and staff, and 1 community member. So cool. We appreciate all of you being here. And I think we are ready to jump into ArtBUILD, which was co-taught by Trish and Alfie. If Anais wants to start sharing the slides, and maybe faculty can just say some quick words while they get ready.
I'm just gonna let the designers go.
Cool.
Are we ready?
Yep, go for it, Sydney.
Okay, cool. So ArtBUILD, it's pretty much just we like bring architecture and music together, and we use a program called Ableton, which is a music program, and most of us are like beginners on it. I think everyone's a beginner. And some of the reasons why like most students join this program was because like like COVID-19 and everything, like we're home a lot. I think like a lot of people wanted to really just find like new activities, and I think doing this, like it's a thing where you can like you can kind of like bring it along like after, like you can you know you can design from nothing. That makes sense. We used we used a program called Miro, um, and we like put all our work on it so that way like everyone can see what we were doing throughout the month of working on this. And then with the architecture, we built a speaker out of cardboard. So that was really cool. Like, we'll show the work in the slides for that. And then with the Ableton, we made like soundscapes for everyone. So I don't know if we're gonna listen to it right away, but we'll definitely have it up, the soundscape. But yeah, I think it was a really great program, and I think it really inspired a lot of people, and it showed a lot of people new ideas for like what we could do and what we could build. We had like two different sections. We had like Studio A, and then we had Studio B, and we would switch it up like between Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, do we want to share everyone's work?
Okay, so I am Anais, and I will be presenting Studio A's audio amplifiers, sketches, and music. Abraham joined OFA because he needed something to do over the summer. At first, the music production and speaker were confusing, but he really grew to like production. He is inspired to pursue this in the future. Amber joined ArtBUILD because she wanted to learn new skills. It has shown her that she is capable of doing more than she thought she could. For the iPhone speaker, she made a couple of models. She ended up picking the one she liked the most and improved on it. Her art is based on rough sketches for professional work and done with blue pencil. This is my slide. When I started my amplifier, I had two designs to choose from. I constructed both and chose the one that better amplified the sound. I modified and finalized it and ended up with the model you see in the pictures. Anthony joined this program to try something new and to keep himself busy over the summer. He ended up learning new skills. He had trouble making the iPhone amplifier at first, as he had many design ideas. To choose his final passive amplifier design, he randomly selected one that worked. He also had a difficult time making music, especially when he had more than one favorite song, but he decided to base his song off of a futuristic game. Denite had fun with this internship and enjoyed drawing and creating her own things. At first, using Ableton was very confusing for her, but she slowly got used to it and found it a great way to make music. Darcy joined because she wanted to try new things. Making the song taught her about trial and error and to just keep going. She found the passive amplifier interesting because she was able to see how her actions affected the sound. Overall, she had a lot of fun and learned new things. Isabella joined in order to gain experience in design and overall ended up learning a lot of new skills. For both projects, she didn't have much trouble creativity-wise. However, she did have some difficulty with music production because it took her a while to understand Ableton. Caitlin had a great experience during this class and learned a lot about music production and architecture. She had a lot of fun creating the iPhone amplifier and recreating songs using Ableton. Natalia joined ArtBUILD to learn more about architecture and music production and left learning new skills related to both. Her passive iPhone amplifier was inspired by the flare in a trumpet. Her music was inspired by jazz rock and the song Can't Let Go by Caught a Ghost. I'll pass it off to Natalia.
Thank you, Anais. I'm Natalia Quesada Marshall, and it's my pleasure to introduce you Studios B's work. Alan joined ArtBUILD this summer to learn new skills. At first, building the passive amplifier and recreating the music was hard, but then he got used to it and really enjoyed making and building the passive amplifier. He had a lot of fun during the whole process. Anthony joined the program to learn more about design. His experiences from the amplifier were straightforward with not many design changes, though the music production process was much more tedious with many more revisions and failures. Phila's experience with each of the projects was pretty good, but it was tricky as they had little experience with architecture and music production, though they had fun trying it out. For their passive amplifier, they combined a journal and a speaker into the design. For their drawings, they wanted to show off some of the things happening in the world right now. They chose Lucifer by Shiny as their cover song because it is a song with an interesting beat they wanted to recreate. Daylon joined this program to learn about constructing models and music, and it helped him do just that. He had fun messing around while creating his passive amplifier, but occasionally was confused. When making music, he had to listen to the same song over and over for a long time to recreate it. Dina joined this program to keep her busy this summer and gain more artistic knowledge. She had trouble deciding what she wanted her passive amplifier to look like, but had a great time making music even though she was not able to get Ableton. She's proud of her work, and this program made her feel more creative and less doubtful of her artistic abilities. Isaac's experience with YAX this summer was very relaxed but still super fun. He joined to keep working on architecture and design, but ended up working on music too, which was a new and fun experience. Making music was hard for Isaac. The process was super slow at first, but sped up and ultimately became quite enjoyable. Jonathan joined this class in order to learn some skills in music and architecture. He now knows more about those two subjects and also knows how to create music and design a model. When he made a speaker and cover song, his process went sort of like this. He thought about what he wanted to make, how to make it, what to use, and then he was able to create it and polish it. Lance joined through OFA hoping to learn new skills, and he did. While making the iPhone amplifier, he became more patient from trial and error. The music production helped him learn about new programs and how to make a good remix. Luca joined OFA because he was bored. He had a fun time while learning new skills. Shanice joined YAX to explore something new outside of her comfort zone and to learn some new skills like time management. While creating the passive amplifier, she learned from her mistakes and adapted to make things better. It has taught her that making observations throughout the process is very important. When making the soundtrack, we thought it was a lot of fun to use only sounds to recreate a song. Lastly, she was really devastated that she was not able to attend the presentation tonight because of a conflicting schedule, but she has had a blast these past 2 weeks and learned so many new things. Sydney's museum is inspired from her art in a drawing book. Her passive amplifier holds her phone as well as making the sound louder. Sydney loves this song as a reminder of old club music. And that's the end of our presentation. Thank you for listening. Thank you to Trish, Alfie, Natalie, Bella, and George for making ArtBUILD possible and amazing this summer. This program has been a highlight for so many students, supporting us as we learn new skills and creating an awesome final project. Again, thank you for listening.
Amazing. Thank you all so much, Sydney, Anais, and Natalia for your leadership on that. And thanks everyone that I feel like put so much into that project. It was really cool. I'm wondering if Trish and Alfie want to say anything before we jump into Envision's presentation.
Yeah, I'll just say what I just wrote. Super deluxe rock star. Like, just.
Like mic drop, like what else? How can you?
I know.
I'm done. No, I need just a couple minutes to play some sonic examples of the projects. If everyone can bear with me, I'm just going to jump through it real fast. Is that okay? Can you make me a host? Hi, everybody. I'm Alfie Macias. I'm the audio side of ArtBUILD, the co-teacher with my fabulous counterpart, Trish, from architecture and industrial design. So great to work in this team, supported by Jorge through this process and with our TAs. It's just been a great experience. I've had some crazy technical difficulties with my computers, both kind of aging out at the same time, my laptop and desktop, and TAs have really like come in and turn their lab hours into like what we had always hoped like kind of office hours or TA lab hours would be, and just really like help the students get connected. And it's great to see that peer-to-peer mentoring happening and leadership. So that's why we do this. And this was just in the middle of all this craziness. It was really special to be a part of. So let's jump into some sound. Okay, cover with your audio because some of these could jump on a little bit loud. We had 3 different projects. There are 4 actually. One was just to take your phone and explore recreating an environment around you, and only using your phone as a recording device, and then sharing those into Ableton and then placing them around in a specific order to tell a story. And we just had some really great examples of that. So let me play one of those really quick just to give you guys an example. Where are we? I believe. This is Amber's. So I'm gonna pause that right there. That was Day in the Life. Project 2 was something a little bit more different. Excuse me. It was to use the power of the internet for the novice, music student, and also for advanced students to have a new tool to kind of deconstruct songs using the tools that are available to you just through connection to the internet and programs or websites that are out there. We used a website that was called Chordify, which allows students to get a not only the key of the song that they like, but the chord progression and a visual map or piano keyboard pictures, which they could then take screenshots of, invert, and then line those up with Ableton and the piano roll, and therefore trace in the chords of their favorite songs and get them up and running really quick. It's a great tool for novices to kind of get a professional sound right away. So, and make sure everything's working musically correct. And that helps a lot for students that don't have access or haven't had access to that rich musical training throughout their educational process. So this is a great way to jump in midway and get their tracks to sound professional and get it all to line up right away. So I'm going to play a recreation, and we didn't have that much time, so they only had so much time to create all these, but a recreation of the Bay Area legend Too Short's Blow the Whistle instrumental. So here's the next one. Whoops, here we go. Great stuff. And then the last one, or the third one that we had, was a mood project that can be shared with the other students. And that was a 5-minute project that was creating an ambient soundscape or a sound world, a sound landscape, so to speak. Something for relaxation, for creativity, for students to sleep, clear their minds. And so they were given very specific instructions of how to approach it, but the gate was kind of left wide open as far as how they were going to pick sounds and the moods and feelings they were going to create. So here's a mood piece right here, and here we go. Excellent. Last thing I want to jump into is what Ableton looks like and what the students were working with. For those of you who are new to Ableton, this is what it looks like. This is one of our graduating seniors, Sydney's, aka Sid the Kid, electronic music producer with us. Came in about a year ago, really wanted to make this style of music and just really been creating all the time. It's been great to see the progression. So the cool thing about Ableton is we have these clips which allow us kind of a paint palette. So I can have like a beat or something there, and then I can have another sound here. I can have a lot of different elements in there and mix and match them together. And then once I get to the other side of Ableton, I can record and lay those out like a traditional recording format. So let's give a listen real quick. This is Sid's piece. Here we go. Oh, I'm getting a double effect. Hang on. I have to change my preferences.
Sorry, Alfie. I feel like in the interest of time, we might need to move over to Envision.
Okay.
But maybe we can post these somewhere.
Yep. That's it, guys. Thank you guys so much. I think I'm having an issue with technicality anyways. And I'm going to slide out of this.
Thank you, guys. Thank you,
There you go.
Alfie. Thank you, ArtBUILD. That was really cool. Gonna switch over. We're gonna switch gears to Envision, but I just wanted to give like a round of applause to everyone in ArtBUILD really quick, if we could. I feel like it was top-notch work. I'm gonna run a poll really quick. 1 second. And the question is, what type of Zoom user are you? I feel like Zoom is the new thing in our lives, and we all interact with it in different ways. So maybe like 15 more seconds.
And thanks to our youth interns who thought up this question.
So yeah, hopefully you guys are seeing the results. It looks like the one without the camera on is the most popular one, which I guess makes sense considering how some classes went, but it was cool to see all of you.
Yes, so we're now going to switch over to the Envision presentation. I had the great pleasure of sitting in on all the Envision classes. So it was a combination of photography and printmaking, co-taught by our faculty artists, Alyssa and Matthew, who also teach after school. Here's a picture of all of us today for our last class, which is great. Here are the names of all of our students who all did really amazing work. So yeah, just huge shout out to all of you. I'm now going to hand it over to Alyssa and Matthew, so I'll stop sharing my screen so they can explain a little bit.
Hey everyone, my name is Matthew Brown. I'm the Youth Art Exchange photography teacher. We had a month to work together with our students to create a zine, which I'll have them explain about. I just want to say thank you for joining us, and I'm going to pass it off to Alyssa.
Hi everybody, my name is Alyssa and I am the printmaking teacher. Like Matthew said, we spent the past month together learning a lot about photography and about printmaking, but also doing a lot of research on the topic of youth homelessness and how to create more awareness around that subject, particularly here in San Francisco. And I'm going to pass it on to our lovely TAs, Emmy and Rachel, who are going to tell you more in depth about what we did.
Hi everyone, once again I'm Rachel.
I'm Emmy, sorry, I was on mute.
We're the TAs for Envision, and I'm gonna start our brief summary by just saying that Envision's project this summer was to create a zine resource guide for homeless youth in San Francisco. Before the program started, Youth Advisory Board members received a grant for the program from the Youth Empowerment Fund, also known as YEF. After getting the grant, YAX staff began reaching out to different partner organizations to look for art submissions from youth who have experienced homelessness or who are experiencing homelessness.
In the first 2 weeks of program, guest speakers from Huckleberry Youth and At the Crossroads came to our class to answer any questions students had and gave us advice for our project. Our Envision teachers, Alyssa and Matthew, taught students many different printmaking and photography techniques to give students the freedom to make their own art to include in the zine. In addition to having all original art in the zine, students were asked to do research and look for resources for 4 topics: food, hygiene, shelter, and medical. Students were split into 4 groups and worked together to figure out the format for their specific section.
A portion of our class covered introductory printmaking techniques,
We learned about drawing techniques, explored the block printing process, and how to create patterns using carved blocks. These are some of the assignments students made in class.
For photography, we learned about color theory to be able to utilize colors even more in photos. We also took self-portraits and we learned how to make cyanotypes. Cyanotypes are photos that are made by placing objects on print paper and exposing it to sunlight for it to be able to print onto the paper. We then soaked it in water for a few minutes for the print to sharpen. Now we're going to take a look at a rough draft of the zine and how we combine the different techniques that we learned.
Before we continue, we want to note that many of these resources are currently being affected by COVID-19. The symbol will be used throughout the zine to signify any resources that are affected by COVID-19. Next, Xavier will be talking about food resources.
All right. Our group's topic was food resources. This topic was important because it's hard to find food while being homeless, especially in the times of the COVID era. A lot of food resources require you to be an adult or have an address, but the ones we have chosen don't require that. We thought it was important to have all places in SF as well. Each member of our group worked on their slide and also added their work into it. Some of these places will give you food that will last you a week or just a hot meal right there. The next slides will talk about hygiene resources.
Our group's pages will feature places around 6 major parts of the city. Hygiene is super important, especially during the times of the COVID pandemic where the virus can quickly and dangerously spread. Good hygiene also prevents diseases and other illnesses which can be easily contracted for people who are living or sleeping outside. These locations will provide areas where people can clean themselves or obtain personal hygiene supplies to keep them healthy and safe. Next, Brooke will talk about the shelter part of the zine.
I think Brooke is having a little trouble. Brooke, you there? I'll just read for Brooke. Our group focused on researching accessible sources for shelter in San Francisco. A majority of shelters doesn't accept youth individually and requires certain qualifications to be admitted. The circumstances around COVID-19 have made accessibility to shelter even more scarce for youth. The list of I can't read. Okay. The list of locations were compiled are available to all youth regardless of age and status. Next, Stephen will talk about the medical part of the zine.
It is especially important to stay safe and healthy during the ongoing fight against COVID-19. So our group concentrated on researching medical resources in San Francisco. The locations we've listed are accessible for a variety of people, including unhoused youth. Their services include physical, mental, and sexual health. We've included their contact info, address, and hours of operation. Additionally, we've included a list of COVID testing sites. Next, Rachel will talk about the miscellaneous part of the zine.
So here are some organizations who work with youth experiencing homelessness in San Francisco. We put out a call for submissions to youth who have experienced homelessness, and we're hoping to have more submissions, but due to COVID-19, many youth were unable to submit art. Fortunately, we do have these 2 submissions from a youth who illustrated these entries from their journal. And like we said before, this is only a draft of the zine, which YAX will continue to work on over the next few weeks. They'll create a shorter printed zine that we will be distributing to a few sites in San Francisco. Lastly, we want to thank the 25 public high school youth artists in the program and to YEF for supporting our program. Stay tuned for the final version of the zine, and now I'll pass it back to Jorge.
Wow, that was really, yeah, it's like my first time seeing all of it. It's really impactful, and thank you all for taking that on. It's heavy and even more relevant now with COVID and everything going on. Yeah, I guess switching gears, I wanted to do like a final poll before we start getting into like final announcements and wrapping up. So the question is, what is better, brunch or dinner? I feel like time is definitely a construct, especially now with everything going on. So these hybrid meals are a real thing. So maybe we'll go another like 15 seconds to get some last responses in. And I'll share the results. Brunch is the winner. It is dinner time, definitely. Definitely on my mind at the moment. Cool. So I think now we'll go into the next part of presentation. Sorry, just pulling up the slideshow. I'm going to share screen really quickly. And I believe Jody and Dahlia will be speaking.
Hi everyone, I'm just going to talk a little bit about fall programs. So they are going to be online, and the fall programs we're offering are music production, fashion design, photography / filmmaking, and those are on Mondays and Wednesdays, 4 to 6:30. And the other 2 is 2D media, which would be printmaking, drawing, painting, and industrial and product design, and those are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And the deadline to submit your applications for these is going to be September 1st.
And don't forget to follow us on our social media. Our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter are at YouthArtX. And we post regularly. Recently, the interns, Jody, Rachel, Bianca, and Estella and I have been posting a lot about what we've been doing and also some student work examples. So I highly recommend you give us a follow on those social medias. And many of the programs that we have done, like programming and similar to this exhibition, will all be filmed and recorded, and you can find them on our YouTube channel.
Hi, everyone. I am blown away by what I just saw today. And this is just a quick pitch to say, if you feel so moved and would like to make a donation to keep our programs free and support the work that we do, the amazing work that youth do, seriously, no donation is too small or too big. So just an invitation to donate. And if we could go to the next slide. We're kind of nearing the end of our summer program and our culminating exhibit. So I just want to thank all of the students for spending the last month with us, for accessing all of your amazing creativity, working together, especially our TAs and our interns. Something that was really exciting for us this session was that the teaching assistants were able to host office hours on the days when we weren't meeting. And it was just such a cool space to see like peer-to-peer learning, peer-to-peer mentorship. And it was an opportunity to really put youth leadership at the center of what we do. So I just shared my example of what I'm most proud of. So in closing, I am asking all of you to think about either something you did, if you're a student or a faculty, or a TA, and if you are a special honored guest, maybe think of something that you saw today in the presentation that made you proud. And please throw that in the chat right now as we are wrapping up. I also want to give a huge shout out to our faculty artists. I know that switching to this online space is not easy, and you all have done it really well and thoughtfully and with lots of love. So thank you. And like Jody and Dahlia shared, please stay connected, whether that's following us through social media. We would even like it even more if you signed up for fall and we got to see you and create with you and learn with you again in the fall. So please do that. One thing I will say is that because of the online format, we are trying to keep our class sizes smaller so that they're more, everyone has a chance to interact with each other and feel safe and feel seen. So they are going to be slightly smaller than some of our classes in the past. So I highly urge everybody to fill out applications early. There's nothing stopping you from doing it right now, right after this meeting. So go onto our website and fill out our application. Thank you to our partners, Opportunities for All and Cal Lawyers for the Arts. I want to give a shout out to Bianca and Estella, who were our interns from Opportunities for All, who helped really support our two programs and were there every single day and kind of making sure that everything was running smoothly. So thank you. Thank you to our staff, to our faculty. I think I've thanked everybody now. I don't know if anyone else wants to jump in and give any shout outs or appreciations in this public forum.
Just appreciation to all the students who hung in there and were like, what the heck did I sign up for? Like, and then like slowly came out of, your comfort zone and approached kind of theory and art and technology and social justice and city information and data and mapping and like visuals and printmaking and like all this different mediums we kind of wove together, and everybody definitely like stayed with us and trusted the process. So I thank you guys for trusting in us to lead you through it. And we're always here, even if you can't sign up for a class. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, if you saw something in the other class, just send us a message. You guys are the bomb. Thank you. Lots of love.
I want to give a shout out to Alfie because I actually love to not be intimidated by creating something, but of course music is something that exists like way outside of my comfort zone. And when we were in big studio together, or like some of the videos that we watched, it took some of the scare out of it. And I haven't done anything yet, but I think I could. So I learned. Thank you. It was awesome, Alfie.
I would love to take a screenshot, so like a photo of everyone here in the virtual room together. So if people could turn on their cameras for this moment. Okay, I'll let you know when it's coming. Okay, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
Thank you so much. It was so exciting. I'm so happy to see so many people here. Thank you for coming.
I really appreciate everyone who throughout the program shared their work, because it made me at least very, very, very happy to just be able to see the ideas start at the very first week, like a month ago, and then from today being able to see all the final projects just looks so amazing. That was really, really cool.
Cool. I see some people giving shout outs in the chat. Thank you for spending your Friday afternoon with us. Thank you again to everybody. I just saw Bella unmute yourself. I don't know if you want to say anything.
Oh, I was saying thank you.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Thank you, everyone.
Anxiety is
Please sign up for the fall. Make some movies. Let's take some photos.
Yeah, shout out to Daylon. Daylon, you were so nervous about this whole experience. Not so bad, huh?
See everyone.
Not
Thanks,
so bad.
everyone.
Thank you. It's awesome. Beautiful work.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.
Or his internet cut out, but he says bye to everyone.
Oh.
Bye.